we're finally doing it. Hello everyone. So if you hear music, my neighbor is blaring their music. I shut the door, you can still hear it. It is noon on a Sunday, so do what you want. But I've been wanting to make book videos forever. I've been reading since I was like a literal child, but I decided this will be a good place to start my top 10 books of the year. So I've read 63 books this year. I might be able to squeeze one or two more in there, but we're gonna start with the top 10. I do have them ranked. I just briefly did this. The top 5, 6 was like pretty easy. The last few did take a little bit of thought. A lot of books also I read on my Kindle, so I don't have physical copies. If I can figure out how to do a little screenshot and like put it right here, I will try. My editing skills are very limited. That's just a skill that I do not care to build. But yeah, let's start with my top 10 books of the year. And I'm gonna start with number 10. And that will be, and I don't have the physical copy, Quicksilver. So that is I think if you haven't read this, it's a little funny, but it's a romantasy series. The second book actually just came out last month, I think, maybe the month before. Basically just a romantasy series. I'm also not gonna try to do any crazy reviews at all, but I really liked the main characters. I'm excited for the second one. I will say it is pretty spicy, which is not my cup of tea, so we'll see how the second one is. I bought it simply because I love the world so much, but yeah. Number 10 on the list, also I'm like not feeling too well, so if you hear me coughing, I also have a tissue. Not feeling well today. Number 10 is Quicksilver. Number 9 is a fantasy series that I just started. This is the first book, Starless Crown, James Rollins. I don't even know who Quicksilver is by, to be quite honest. But Starless Crown, James Rollins, he is a fantasy author. I've been wanting to read this for years, and when I was in Vegas, I was at a like a local bookshop and found the first book, and it is so good. So it basically, I'll say there's a lot of different POVs, but you follow mainly a young lady who was raised by bats. That's not ruining anything. Of course, a dark prince, and then basically a thief who is working in the mines, ends up meeting someone very interesting. And there's a couple other POVs thrown in. I was already expecting to like this book just because of the synopsis, but I really liked it. I did give it 4 stars. I think Quicksilver I gave 5, maybe 4. This was really good though. I'm really excited for the next book. I think this book ended on a good note. And I did actually just pick up the second book today. They had it at my local bookshop. Yeah, really good. High fantasy, there's bats, there's other different mythical creatures. So that'd be number 9. For number 8, I do not have the physical copy. I was really excited for this book to come out this year. It's The Thrashers by Julie Soto. I do know who that one is by. Basically a YA mystery. I will say it was a bit predictable, but I really enjoyed it. It was very fun, set at like a high school. Somebody gets murdered, you know how it goes. It was really fun, very fast paced. I didn't read as many thrillers this year, but it is on my to be read next year. A lot more like mystery thrillers. I really enjoy those. But The Thrashers was definitely my favorite of the ones that I read this year, so I went ahead and put it on there. Nothing beats a good YA mystery thriller. The next one, I have read this before, so I was a little hesitant to put it on here, but I just enjoyed it again. The Pursuit of God by A.W. Tozer. So this will be 7th. This is pretty self-explanatory. The Pursuit of God. Pretty much just Tozer's just talking on how to just pursue God in a very different way than today's culture. I think this is my 2nd or 3rd time reading this book, but I had to put it on here because it's so good. So that'd be number 7. Number 6, I don't have a physical copy, and it's simply because I don't really like hardbacks, and in case you didn't know, most books typically come out in hardback for about the first year, maybe a little bit longer, but Sunrise on the Reaping. Suzanne Collins. I think I might like Ballad of Songbirds, I have it somewhere behind here, more, at least in the new books that she has created. But love Sunrise on the Reaping, super exciting for the movie. This is probably in everybody's like favorite books of the year. It's number 6 for me, so not all the way up there, but still quite high. Just a great book. Great book. I'm so excited for the movie, as I said. Yeah, that'll be that one. Next, this one really surprised me. I was quite intimidated to read it because I knew it was like not romance, it was more so like literary fiction. I actually got this at a Goodwill. I loved it. The Wedding People by Alison Espach. I think this came out last year or maybe this year. 2024. Okay, last year. This is ranked 5th. I could make it higher, like very easily, but I just love fantasy. But this was absolutely phenomenal. So the premise is basically this lady goes to a hotel to kill herself, and there ends up being a wedding, and it's just perfect. So she gets involved with multiple people in the wedding, doesn't kill herself. It is a phenomenal book. I definitely recommend reading this. It's very not like the cover. The cover makes it look very like foo-foo and frilly. This is a phenomenal book. I will genuinely probably reread this next year because it was so good. Just the characters, all of them, it was phenomenal. I think about this book very often. Definitely recommend it. So that would be ranked 5th for me. Phenomenal book. Like, I can't even say anything else about it. Number 4, the book that everybody that reviews this, I just laugh. Arachwag, The Poppy War. Everybody says they're intimidated to start this series, this book. I was one of those individuals as well, even though I do predominantly read fantasy series. Like, I don't know what else to say. It's really not too hard, honestly, to get into. If you like fantasy, even remotely, this is the series. Like, this is the series. I can't say anything else other than read this series. It's only 3 books. It is phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. So there's that one. That would be number 4. The rest I do have physical copies. Okay, number 3. This one also surprised me. Thought blurred music driving away. A Study in Drowning by Eva Reid. I know the second book did come out this year. It didn't get the best review, so I haven't picked it up yet. And this one doesn't have too many like good reviews as well. I loved this. I read it, I think in July, which also was a little interesting for me because it's a very whimsical book. I loved the 2 main characters. I love the world. The reason this is such a high-rated book for me, 3rd, is the world was just beautiful. It's nothing like I've ever read before, and I love it. It reminded me, the main house reminded me of like a series of unfortunate events. I felt very nostalgic just like reading this book. So I will be picking up the second. I don't know when. But yeah, it's a very short, this is a YA fantasy. I would recommend picking it up. It's very good. So that would be 3rd. Second, this, I keep saying interesting, but this was a very interesting read for me. Something I never thought I would pick up. This historical fiction, The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This, and then my number 1 book. I think about these books like honestly every day. Like genuinely every day. I hadn't really ever, I'd read a couple historical fictions. I believe Pachinko was historical fiction. I'd read that. A couple other like popular ones. I was a little scared to get into historical fiction, but I do love reading stuff about the world wars. This one is set, I believe, World War II. World War II. Most people have read this, so if you haven't, you can watch other reviews about it. This was so good. I'm excited for the movie. I think it's going to be hard to watch. But this was a really good book. I did pick up another book by her, one that I haven't seen. It's called like The Winter something, that I got at another local bookshop actually up in Vegas. But this was, as I was saying, I literally think about this like every other day. How good this book was, how good the characters were, how I was just so attached to these young women. Definitely recommend it. I'm excited to read another book by her because she has so many, which is such a blessing. Just to read such beautiful writing. So yeah, Nightingale, Kristen Hanna. My number one book of the year, and I'm already 11 minutes in, this is crazy, is this book. I literally think about it every day. I tell my husband every day, this ending is the best ending ever. Out of any show, any movie, any book, this is the best ending I have ever encountered in my 26 years on this earth. Now, as you saw, I did not have the second book in my top 10 of the year. Most people prefer the second book, actually, from what I've gathered from reading or from watching and reading reviews from people that have read this series. The second book annoyed me. The main character was quite annoying. There's a purpose to that, but this book was beautiful. This book really showed me how much I love, and even when I was younger, I liked reading it, but I didn't understand why. I love reading like war strategy, politics. In my little Ys, I would love reading that stuff, but this is obviously like a full-blooded fantasy. This entire book is just war, and it is stunning. I think about this ending literally every day. I can't even say anything else other than this is like the best fantasy series I have ever read. I will count my sturdy, where's it at? Throne of Glass. I'll always keep that in there. I'm actually rereading that right now. I'm on Crown of Midnight. I love those characters. I love these characters. It's definitely not like romantasy or anything close to that. But I honestly recommend reading this series simply because of the ending. It is the most satisfying ending ever. Like I don't even know what else to say. Thank you. That was my top 10 books of the year. As I said, I read 63. I think I'll be able to get 64, maybe 65 in there on a goal of 50. I think I might keep it at 50 again next year. We'll see. I have a couple YouTube videos already planned out that are a little ambitious, but we'll see how I do. This is my current already read shelf, and then I have a TBR and classic shelf sort of a ways down the living room. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I'm gonna try to not like cut excuse me, much of anything in it, just to sort of see. Hope you enjoyed my first book YouTube video, and I look forward to making more in the new year. Comment down below, what was your favorite book of the year, if you read one?